Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys very much for being here today. I appreciate it. Hope everybody is doing well. Mr. Chewy, Monica, Tawin, Dragon's Bane, Nenya, welcome guys. Alright, looks like we have a couple of quests to turn in. And then we're headed down to the little island where we used to get Fury Stance for the warrior. Ronnie, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Wayne, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream.
I only deal with the best. Plenty more where that came from. Business is booming. Let me know if you need a crew. Where there's risk, there's reward. Let me know if you need a crew. Business is booming.
I should have a mount. I do have a mount. What I need to do is to remember that I have a mount. Which for me is harder than you might think. Back in my day, we walked to level 40. And then we rode real slowly. Right. Exactly. Like, keep in mind, I've played more hours of this game without a mount than I have with a mount. I'm pretty sure. As far as like being out in the world. Like not counting hours like standing around queuing for heroics or like doing endgame stuff. But like being out in the world, I have played this game much more without having a mount, I feel like. So I just don't think about it. It's like, and then there's like burned in memory. Like when I'm in places like the Barrens, I just assume like, oh, it's a low level zone. Like you don't have a mount. So it's just like, I just forget. Eventually, I remember. What are we doing here? Gazlow's Treasure. What exactly is this? Follow the road to the west, out of the city, on top of hill. Okay, we can do that really quick. It's going to be really crazy in the War Within because they're giving us dragon riding at level 10. So you're going to have dynamic flight at level 10. Like, can you imagine having dynamic flight at level 10? Because in a week, it's going to be the case. Which I think is kind of crazy, but it's modern WoW, so I'm not exactly opposed to it. Yeah, in retail it makes sense just to put it in at level 10. And dynamic flight is fun. So, you know, it's a fun feature. So you might as well put it in early. Whoa. That was a close one. Guitar Junkie, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this will be the second Shaman that I have. So my other Shaman is Enhancement. And Enhancement was okay. It was okay. I think I'm going to like this a lot more.
Got a contract with your name on it. Plenty more where that came from. Where there's risk, there's reward.
Melee spikes are really hard once you play the Ret Pelly. Yeah, that's part of it. I enjoyed the button pressing on the Enhancement Shaman. I liked all the procs. It was like playing whack-a-mole with the procs that would pop up, and I like that kind of gameplay. This seems like it has a little bit of that kind of reactive gameplay as well. I just don't like dual wielding, honestly. Like, firstly, the Ret Pelly is better in the sense that it's easier, and it's a little bit more forgiving on the rotation. It has the range, like it has like, you know, it's a ranged melee class, which is like really overpowered. I just don't like the dual wield nature of enhancement. If I could do a two-handed Shaman enhancement spec, I would probably be all in on that, because that would be amazing. We are going to get dismounted, like, for sure, absolutely, 100%. Maybe we can make it to this dock and jump into the water. It's going to be close. Okay, this looks good. Let's not jump to the water, let's jump over here. There we go, there we go. Okay, I think now we're good. Yeah, I don't think they're catching us. The Shaman has a big rework coming in the pre-patch. I heard a couple of things. I haven't heard of any like really like super big rework. It feels like what we're calling reworks now are things that we would probably call just like some changes in the past. I honestly feel like the word rework gets thrown around a little bit too much. Like, to me, a rework is when Survival Hunter went from being ranged to being melee. That's a rework. A rework is when we stopped having a combat rogue and we had a pirate rogue, or whatever happened there. Like, to me, that's a rework, and like, to me, there's like changes, like significant changes. There are probably significant changes. I think the word rework gets thrown around a lot, like way too much in WoW these days. And I think it's come to substitute. It sounds better, like not better, but it sounds bigger and more important. So people just use the word rework. It's happening. What's happening is it's happening a lot on YouTube too. Like, you'll see YouTube videos where it's like, oh, Hunter rework, Shaman rework. But then when you really look at like what's changing, like significant things are changing sometimes. But a rework is like a rework to me is a spec redesign. Like, fundamentally reshaping how a spec works. That's a rework. I haven't looked at any Shaman stuff, though, so... The last, like, rework I looked at was the Hunter rework, and although there were some, like, pretty decent changes for the Hunter for all the specs, it was not a rework. Kind of the same thing with the recent Rogue rework. Like, it wasn't really a rework. I think it's a little bit of a misnomer. Sure, let's just pull all these guys. But you know me, I'm a little bit too picky with how language is used. I like language to be used more accurately than it really is on the internet. You know, that's my problem. Yeah, I'm not really sure. How was Enhancement Shaman in Dragonflight? I don't think I really ever grouped with a lot of Enhancement Shamans while we were doing Mythic Plus. And I didn't take that Shaman into Mythic Plus at all, so I really don't know how they were in Dragonflight. Historically, I don't feel like they're often part of the meta. I know in Cataclysm they're not part of the meta. Unless you're like PvPing on them.
Be seeing ya. Spirits be with ya, man.
They were okay, right. They were okay. I feel like every spec is okay. Even like underperforming specs now are like okay. Oh my gosh. We're gonna be lava bursting so much. It's crazy.
Talk to me later.
The good thing about retail is that's kind of like as bad as a spec gets. When a spec is not bad but not great,
Stay away.
I almost feel like that's as worse as it gets in retail for like any spec. Is there like a true loser? What is the worst spec in Dragonflight? What's like the lowest performing spec? Survival hunter. Right. Yeah, good old melee hunters. And more so than that, like nobody likes them. Nobody likes melee hunters. Except for the few people that play melee hunters. That's right, they were good in Season 4 of Shadowlands. They had their moment to shine. That's all they need. They're fine now. Let's see. What do I have? If I want to clear this room, is that going to happen? I don't have any elementals up. We've got our healing totem. We don't have astral shifts. It should probably be okay. Yeah, this is completely fine. What was I actually looking for? I'm actually looking for Dwarven rifles. These look like dwarven rifles, but they don't seem to be clickable. I thought I was just here to kill the named guy. Oh, here we go. These are some clickable dwarven rifles, unlike the ones out in the main room, I suppose. And they both gave 3. They were the only 2 that were clickable. They both gave 3. We need 6. Coincidence? I think not. I think not.
Who you be? Be seeing ya. Spirits be with ya, man.
If you play through like 1,000 Needles, we see Tony later.
Stay away from
and it's actually kind of funny. We will not be playing through 1,000 Needles on this character, because I did that on the Hunter. It was super painful in Cataclysm, and I don't think it's going to be any more enjoyable in retail, because it's full of goblins. Everything is a goblin quest, basically. We know how I love goblin quests. Maiden's dagger captured. Okay, how are we capturing? Thought maybe we would come kill a named guy, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Oh wait, oh, okay. Aha. that was it. We just had to come on the deck, and oh, then we get to kill somebody. Okay. Do not trifle with me, troll. I would like to trifle with you, though. I think trifling is part of completing the quest. I don't think I can complete the quest without a little bit of trifling. So we're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe I have to kill all these guys. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we were supposed to help them clear the decks. And now Tony's gonna go trifle with her, and then we'll probably have to kill her. There we go. Almighty Earth, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. There we go. We gave him a pirate fleet. I'm not really sure why. He kind of turns into a little bit of a dick. And then we kill him, and then we feel bad, and then we resurrect him with the help of his ex-wife. And I'm not making that up. That's what happens. But we're not going to be playing through any of that, because we will not be doing 1,000 Needles. Retail over Cata? Yeah, like, is retail better than Cata? Absolutely. Cata is really great for people that want to raid Cataclysm stuff. And that's about it. If you have a raiding guild and like you really want to raid Cata, either because it's your first time doing those raids, or maybe for some reason you have nostalgia because you were 7 when the expansion came out, then Cata's great. But if those things don't apply, if it's not new to you and you don't have a lot of nostalgia for it, then you're better off playing retail or playing classic era or playing any other version of WoW, in my opinion. And it is only my opinion and how I feel about it. Mike, thanks so much for the 5 gifted memberships, man. That's really generous of you. Thank you. Welcome to the 5 new people. Thank you all very much for hanging out today. I really appreciate you all being here. Yeah, like, especially like the leveling journey in retail is better than Cataclysm. Because they're both really short now. Both journeys are really short, but retail is prettier. The talent trees are much better in retail for a leveling character than they are in Cataclysm. Basically everything about it's just better. Yeah. But again, it boils down to preference, and it boils down to what your objectives are with the game. Like, we have a guild over in Cataclysm, and they're having a great time killing raid bosses. And that's really cool.
Yo! Keep it real. Be good. Have a good one. Be good.
Yeah, I think at least until Mist of Pandaria is out, like, most of what I do is probably going to be either retail or classic era. We are going to get back to leveling our human warrior in classic era on the Deviate Delight server. We are going to continue doing that. And so I think, like, for the time being, that's going to be most of the content. I played so much Cataclysm when it first came out. I still have all my memories of fighting all the bosses and doing all the content. I had a ton of level 85 characters. Like, the only classes I didn't have at 85 were, like, Rogue and Warlock.
Hey,
Rogue and Warlock were the only classes I didn't have capped out.
Business is booming.
So, like, I've been there, done that. I not only have I been there and done it, I did it a lot.
Let me know if you need a crow.
And so I don't really want to spend my time just doing it again. Let's see. I think we'll go into the second point in Swirling Currents, since we do seem to be using Healing Stream Totem quite a bit. Yeah, I had fun with... Yeah, exactly. Kata was fun the first time around. I had fun with Kata the first time around, absolutely. Most of the people in my guild really didn't, because, like, we were in a great guild. Then that guild took a break when like, right before Firelands came out, my guild took a break, and then me and my friend had to rebuild a guild so that we can raid Firelands. And then the guild came back together for the last raid. So, like I enjoyed Cataclysm. Not everybody enjoyed Cataclysm when it came out, but I had fun the first time around. Board the riverboat to Nozzlepot. Okay, let's do that. What does the dialogue add-on do? It makes questing text smaller. Are you kidding me? It makes it bigger, not smaller. You almost had it. The questing add-on just makes it easier for me to read it, and it gives you like a cool perspective on the NPC giving the quest, which I like. But it's bigger than the in-game quest text. And unlike Questy, I get to see the entire text all at once. Whereas with Questy, with Immersion, like, it breaks it up into little bite-sized tidbits, which is fine. But then I can't scan ahead and read what comes next. And I do a lot of reading the quest out loud on the channel. So I had to find a UI add-on for quests that I could read, that, like, the font didn't, like, break my brain, that had a nice background. That wasn't Immersion. So I used Immersion for a long time, but when I'm, like, guessing what's going to pop up next, like, it helps me to be able to read ahead before I speak. And this new UI does it. Blizzard took the Turtle WoW trailer down. Yeah, I know they took it down. It doesn't matter that they took it down, because, like, it's already out there. Like, they took it down, but they didn't take Asmongold's React video. They didn't take down Bellular's React clip. Like, they could take it down. It's fine. It's still out there, and, like, the game has grown to the point it's at by word of mouth basically anyway. It's got, like, 4,000 or 5,000 active players, and it has essentially over the years grown by word of mouth. So it doesn't really matter that they took it down. It was, it's really petty of them to take it down. And I think it was the wrong move. No, they can't shut them down. That's the thing, they can't shut it down. And they're not going to shut it down, and it doesn't hurt them at all to leave them going. There's not many players of Turtle WoW who, like, if they can't play Turtle WoW, they're not going to come play normal WoW. And the people that would come play normal WoW, like me, we still have our sub. So, like, Turtle WoW players break into two categories. There's the category of Turtle WoW player who only plays Turtle WoW. They don't have a sub. They don't want a sub. They're not going to play WoW no matter what, unless it's Turtle WoW. And then there's the Turtle WoW enjoyer, who has their sub, who still plays WoW, but also plays Turtle WoW. In the one case, we're already subbed. In the other case, you're not losing a sub because that person's never going to come sub to your game anyway, because they have determined that your game has nothing to offer them. So Blizzard loses no money by leaving them up, and that's why they've been left up for so long. Because there's basically no loss for Blizz, and so taking down their YouTube video, that's really petty, and it also is a sign of weakness. And I don't think it was a very good move from like a PR perspective for Blizz. They should have left it alone and just continued what they do, which is they pretend like Turtle WoW doesn't exist. They don't talk about it, they don't address it, they don't look at it, they don't learn from it, they don't take lessons. They should just keep doing that. And that would probably be better for them, like, in the long run. Have they shut down private servers in the past? Probably small ones that operate out of the United States. But I'm pretty sure that Turtle WoW operates out of the EU somewhere. And the laws over there are different, and they're not obliged to cooperate with Blizzard. Because Blizzard is not a government entity, Blizzard is a United States corporation. And so they can ask nicely. And they can ask nicely, can you shut these servers down? And then the folks over in the EU go, no. No, we can't, and we won't. And that's about it. What if Turtle WoW got super huge? The same thing I just said still applies. Like, no matter how big the playership is always going to break into those two groups of people. There are the people that play Turtle WoW, and they are not going to play any other version of WoW because they're done with it. And then there are the people that check out Turtle WoW and enjoy it, who are still paying their sub. No matter how big that player base gets, it's not taking any money away from Blizz. And I think that on some fundamental level, like, their money people know this. Like, they've figured this out. They have to have figured this out. It doesn't hurt them for that game to exist. And like, the Turtle WoW's been around for what, like 9 years, 8 years? It's been around for a long time. They also haven't done anything to Ascension. Ascension WoW has been running ads all over the internet, including on YouTube. And they haven't done anything to stop the ads, so, you know. Yeah, there's nothing for them to do. They literally don't need to take any action.
It's my way or the highway, pal.
Because the existence of private servers is not hurting them from a monetary standpoint.
Hey, I got your back.
Now, there are ways that it is hurting them. Like, in some ways. Like, for instance, Turtle WoW is exactly what people want when they talk about wanting Classic Plus.
Do not get on
so, like, maybe it hurts them existentially.
Enforcement, extortion, we do it all.
Because a bunch of fans who, you know, they're not working in game design at Blizzard. A bunch of fans made a better version of Classic Plus than Blizzard will ever make. So maybe it hurts them from like an existential standpoint, where they know that like nothing they do with Classic is ever going to be as good. But from a money standpoint, it doesn't matter. But I think when they do things like when they took down the YouTube video, I think they were emotionally hurt. I think it showed Turtle WoW to a lot of people at Blizzard who had remained blind to it, and like they knew it existed, but they didn't know the scope of what was there and what was new and what was like fan made. And then they see them porting the game into like a better engine, something that Blizzard has refused to do and has not invested in doing for 25 years. They have kept the game in the same engine. And I think they got a little bit like emotionally butthurt. And that's why they took down the video because they're like, oh look, they're doing something that we need to do that we haven't done and that we're never going to do, which is like get your game into a modern engine, which doesn't mean putting it into Unreal 5, but they should have rebuilt an engine from the ground up like a decade ago, and they just haven't done it. And yeah, and I'm sure it makes, Turtle WoW makes the SOD devs look really, really bad. It just makes them look like a bunch of lazy, underperforming slobs, essentially. Not that they are. I don't know if they are. They could be. But that's kind of what it makes them look like. Because Season of Discovery sucks. If you're a classic era player, Season of Discovery sucks. If you're someone who likes endgame and parses and running the same raid over and over and over and over and over and over and over, not done yet, and over and over and over, and to compete with your logs, then SOD is for you. But if you're a person who enjoys classic era, who enjoys the world of Azeroth, who enjoys open world leveling, who enjoys a nice long journey, like, then SOD really sucks. And they drop the ball for classic players. And so yeah, like, it shows that they don't know how to make a Classic Plus that classic players are going to like. And I'm sure they're not very happy about it being put out there like that. Yeah, the point really isn't whether or not they could get them shut down. The point is whether or not they're willing to expend the effort to do so. And also keep in mind, similar to taking down a YouTube video, if they were to shut them down, they will vilify themselves. Do you really think Blizz needs to vilify themselves in the media right now? Blizzard, multi-billion-dollar company now owned by Microsoft, crushes fan-made passion project, beloved by fans. Like, that's your headline. Blizzard, multi-billion-dollar corporation owned by Microsoft, snuffs out fan passion project beloved by fans everywhere. That's your headline. They don't need that kind of fucking publicity right now. Not when things in retail are going so well. Classic's in the toilet, okay? But retail is doing really well, and Blizz does not need that kind of publicity, and their PR people know that. And so even if someone wanted to go after these servers, and even if they could get foreign agencies to cooperate with shutting the servers down, which is really hard to do, foreign agencies don't really like working with American corporations to shut down projects happening on in their territories. Even if they could do that, they shouldn't and they won't, because it would be really, really bad publicity. I have a good point. I typically do. Yeah. When I don't have a good point, I tend to not talk. I've worked in corporations, so I kind of know a little bit about how these people think. Yeah, it would look really bad. And so Turtle WoW is going to keep existing. And they could take down YouTube videos, because taking down a YouTube video is a little bit easier than getting compliance to shut down like a server based somewhere else in the world. But the more they do stuff like that, they will slowly vilify themselves. And I personally have had enough of Blizzard being vilified. They've done enough heinous shit in their past that we've all had to be made painfully aware of during like 2020 and 2021. We're never gonna forget the milk that went missing. We're never gonna be able to forget that. And we're never gonna forget the cubicle crawls. And so there are things that we're never going to be able to expunge from our memory that are going to be inexorably entwined with the word Blizzard from now on. And I don't think they need to like do more things like that. I think that they should just chill. They should be chill and be like really happy with the success of retail. And like maybe they should get some new people on the Classic team. Like if they want Classic to do well and they actually want Classic to pull in Classic players, then the first thing they should do is get a whole new team of people. Because the team of people that they currently have, they're not doing it. So, yeah. You wonder if the SOD staff ever played vanilla classic era themselves? No, they're not old enough to. Yeah, I'm sure they've played classic WoW, like keeping classic WoW, the version of WoW that came out in 2019. I'm sure the SOD devs have played some classic. The SOD devs, they're not old enough to have played a bunch of like vanilla and TBC. That's a part of the problem. That's a part of why they don't understand what classic era players actually want out of classic, or what classic era players actually want out of classic plus. It's why when they make new content, it's why they make dungeon content and they make open world PvE events similar to what you'd see in retail, because retail is really all that they know. If they were WoW players in their personal lives before working for Blizz, they came up playing modern WoW. They came up playing Cataclysm and after, probably much after. And so they don't feel the way about vanilla that people feel when they came into WoW playing vanilla, when they came into WoW playing BC or playing Lich King. They don't have those feelings, they didn't have those experiences, and so they don't understand the player base. That's why every piece of content they make resembles retail content. The raids, the open world PvE events, the fact that the only way you level up is by grinding dungeons or open world PvE events. Like, they are making retail content, not great retail content, and they're putting it into classic. And that's really all that they've done. They are recycling retail abilities and post-Cataclysm era abilities and putting them into classic. That's all that they've done. What they haven't done is design anything that has actually felt like it belongs in the vanilla setting. They haven't designed a single piece of content that actually feels like it belongs in the classic era. Because they're not classic players. And that's okay, but it just means that they should probably go work on other versions of the game. They could keep working on Cata. They could probably work on progression classic, like let them work on Cata, let them work on Mop. They could have ideas there that are valuable. But you can't have those people working on vanilla era and trying to do like seasons of vanilla era, because they really don't know what it means to be a vanilla player. Yeah, they need to, and like, I understand, like, you can't have an entire development team of people that are old enough to have played vanilla. Like, you can't, because you're gonna have some younger people on the team. But the leaders, the leads, the managers, the people in charge absolutely must be people that played this game back in 2006, back in 2007. Like, the leadership of the team cannot be people that started playing in Cataclysm and after. That is not the person that's going to make a season of Classic feel like Classic. It's impossible. They don't know. They didn't have the experiences. The games that they grew up with were completely different. And they're never going to make Classic era players happy. In my opinion. How do I know how old the people are? Because they have fucking public identities on the internet, and because you can look at people and tell how old they are. What do you mean, how do I know how old they are? They're not the fucking Batman. They don't have like secret identities. Do you know what social media is? What are you talking about? Alright, what am I actually doing here? Muddy tracks. We need like one more muddy track. Which we'll find somewhere right away. Here we go. This is the only weird part of the add-on when, like, there's no NPC, but it zooms in anyway. The add-on is called Dialogue UI. Dialogue UI. When do I get water walking? That would be really cool to have. Does water walking even exist? It does exist. We get it at level 33. That's a very common thing for corporations to do. That's how I lost my corporate job. my job was actually posted the day I was let go. I actually saw my job posting. I reached out to my boss about it. She thought she was messaging someone else, and she said, "Robert's asking about the job posting. What should I say?" But instead of sending it to her colleague or her boss, she sent it to me. And that was the last communication I had with my boss at my corporate job, was her sending me a mistel saying, "Robert's asking about the job posting. What should I tell him?" And then later that afternoon, they called me and fired me. They said my responsibilities were being moved to a different department and my services were no longer needed. So that's a very common thing for corporations to do, because I was the most senior person on my team, and I was probably the person making the most money at my level because I had been in that position the longest, and they weren't going to get any more value out of me, and so they got rid of me, and then they shuffled those responsibilities off to, I think those responsibilities for a while they went to an hourly employee, and then eventually they really did fill the role. And now my wife basically has that job. She basically has my old job, which is great for her. She likes it more than I did. But yeah. Oh, it really did suck, yeah. And that was after I had worked with the company for, it was my 10-year anniversary that year. And I had worked with the same company for 10 years. And that was how they let me go. Your responsibilities have been shifted to another department, even though my job title was literally posted. So they were interviewing to see if they can get anybody to come in and do the job cheaper. And my boss sent me a mistel. And that was kind of when I decided that I would never, if I could avoid it, I would never fucking work for a corporation again. Did I apply to my own job? I did. And then for 2 years, I applied every single time they posted a training and developer position. Every single time they posted one, I applied for it. For like 2 years after they fired me. I just kept applying for so that she wouldn't forget. You know, so that my boss, she would have to see that application come across her desk every time she opened up a rec. Yep, for 2 years I kept applying. With no intention of ever taking a job. But just so that she would see my name keep popping up and remember like how she fucked me over. And then was really skeevy about it on top of that. That's called passive aggression. Passive aggression. Yep, that was when I decided that no matter what I did after that, I would never, ever, ever give a shit or get invested in a job. I would never work for a place and think like, this is good, this is life, I'm gonna do this for a long time. I decided I would never have loyalty to anybody in a place like that. Like, I decided a lot of things about my future because of how I was let go. And I could have been let go lots of different ways that would have like not been as bad, but the way that it all happened, like, completely changed my perspective on work. It completely changed my perspective on like valuing. I stopped valuing a career. Like, I just stopped giving a shit about valuing any kind of career, because I realized that all of those relationships and all of those interactions, they're all temporary and they're all meaningless. None of the people that you work with are your friends. Your boss is not your friend. They're not out to develop your talent. They're not out to help you grow. They are only out for themselves and the money they can make and kissing their boss's ass so that they can make more money. And that's what it was all about. And I just decided I would never give any ounce of myself to any of those places ever again. And now here we are. Now all I do is play video games all day, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Some people will call this wasting my life, and if this is wasting my life, I'm okay with it. Because it really felt like I had wasted 10 years of my life already by working for a place that ultimately could not care less. With people that could not care less. What was my job? I was a corporate training developer and facilitator. So basically, like, I wrote the curriculums for, like, when you go to work for a place and they have to put you through like new hire training because you don't know what you're doing and you haven't worked in that field before. Like, I made the training for that, and then I would teach the trainers who would go train the people. So I would develop the materials for half the year, and then the other half of the year I was teaching the teachers who would go on and teach the associates who got hired in. And I enjoyed it. It was a good job. It let me use my writing skill. Like, I always thought I'd be a writer, and it let me write for a living. And that was something that I'd kind of given up on at some point in my life. So, like, I really enjoyed what I did. And thankfully, like, I learned a bunch of skills in that career, though, that helped me do what I do today. Like, without having that career, without having those experiences, I probably wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. What's the icon on the bottom by my bags? That's this little thing called Overwolf. I need to turn that off. It's part of like Curse Forge, where you get your add-ons from. They like to hide that little guy there, and sometimes I forget to turn him off. I needed to escort a guy. I think I kind of gave up on escorting him because I was running my mouth too much and not playing the game. Let's see if we can save him. Okay, there we go. I think he's safe. And he healed instantly, so that's good. Mostly what I focused on was training for technical support. So my area was like training the people who were going to train the people who did technical support for the company. Internal technical support. So like when people in the brick and mortar offices had a problem, they couldn't make the software work, they couldn't make the hardware work, they'd pick up the phone and they'd make a phone call, and then they would reach the people who like received my training. How am I enjoying the Shaman? I'm having a really good time in the Shaman. Yeah, it's been much more enjoyable than the Hunter. I was not really digging the Hunter, but this has been great. I don't know how it's going to stack up to the Shadow Priest, and I don't really know. I doubt it's going to replace it, my Shadow Priest as my main character, but It's been a lot of fun. It'll be really nice to have as an alt. Did I complete this one? Did we do it? We're good? Well, maybe not. He's over here now. Not really sure where this guy's trying to go. Oh yeah, you should always spend your per diem. Always spend the max of your per diem. They write it off anyway. It's a write-off for them. Never try to save your company money. Never operate from the perspective of, I want to save my corporation a little bit of money, so I'm going to skimp a bit. No, always spend your entire per diem. Yeah, when I traveled, I would have a steak. Every dinner I had steak. A nice expensive cut of steak. And a nice craft beer. Yeah, I made sure to spend my per diem. I feel like we're done with that guy. He has completely vanished, which is good. We need a couple more hyenas. One more hyena. So I was looking at some of the changes for War Within, and it looks like they're making some adjustments to like healing. They're making some adjustments to how heals work. It seems like they're tweaking like the way damage goes out. And it really sounds like they're trying to get it, like we talked about how like right now healing is either there's no healing you need to do as a healer, and so you do like a really boring, crappy DPS rotation to try to be useful to the group, or so much damage is going out that people are nearly getting one shot. And then you have to like panic heal people to keep them alive. And apparently they're trying to change that for War Within so that we go back to more of like a managing the health bars. Like the kind of triage style healing that we had back in the day, like back during Lich King. A little bit into Cataclysm, it was like that. And that's going to be really cool. I'm actually like, I can't say that makes me excited to give healing another shot. But I will, if they do make those changes, and if those changes turn out to be like actually good, then I will give healing another shot. Because like when you're triaging health bars and you feel like you're just having to make good choices, like where do I throw this spell, where do I throw that spell, who's going to take the most damage, who's the lowest, like I like that kind of gameplay. Where I'm managing, where like health bars are moving to the left, and I have to like get them to move to the right. The healing is really boring when you're either not having to heal at all, or everyone is basically dying, and at any second they're going to get one shot. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be interesting. We have an unspent talent. Yes, okay, so... okay, I really did need to grab Frost Shock. That's fine. I'll grab this for now. And we do want to grab Frost Shock also. The problem is kind of becoming like I'm running out of buttons. I am running out of buttons that I can easily hit. So I'm kind of hoping... We're only level 30. And I'm kind of hoping we don't get too many more buttons. That's probably a crazy thing to wish for, but yeah, I have already like so many things to hit on a regular basis. Although, to be fair, some are very situational. Like, we're only really doing a lot of Chain Lightning and Earthquake when we have AoE packs. Healing Stream Totem probably does not need to be down here. Like, I can probably move this somewhere else. Yeah. The bloat is real with the Shaman. Not as bad as the Monk, though. Oh, God. I do feel like a lot of the classes kind of have a bloated rotation, or like just a lot of little cooldowns, or just a lot of little situational abilities. I would like for there to be like less bloat. That's like my only critique of like modern WoW gameplay, is that like many of the specs seem to have like just a little bit too much ability bloat. I feel like pruning some of the abilities would be good. Maybe in War Within, maybe there will be some pruning. I'm not sure. Again, I haven't looked at all the class changes. But I feel like anywhere things can be like kind of combined or things can be pruned, then that's probably going to be better than just like more and more and more and more buttons to push. I think healers have the most stress. I don't know how stressful it is to be a tank outside of having to know the routes and just like not over pulling. I think that most of the stress is on the healer. I think that an improportional amount of stress is on the healer in Mythics, especially. And if they get damage back to like a point where like damage is going out, but it's a comprehensible amount of damage that can be triaged, then that can make healing good again. And it can make it so that, you know, people aren't just getting killed in one hit. If you don't instantly react, like healing has become more about like your ability to instantly react than it is about your ability to triage and make smart choices with your abilities. And it needs to go back to that triage format. And like tanks, like yeah, like tanking is stressful in the sense that like you have to know where to go, you have to know what to pull, but once you know those things, performance-wise, I feel like tanking is a lot easier than healing when it comes to actually pressing your buttons. Because then, hey, if you die as a tank, you just blame the healer and rage quit the group, so, you know, no big deal. The Monk does have a lot of buttons. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't try a Monk then. I thought about trying a Monk, but no, I really don't like it when there's like just so many buttons you have to press all the time. I guess having Flame Tongue weapon up would be good. I never even read this ability. Causing each of your attacks to deal an addition. That's not what I want. My attacks, do they mean like my melee attacks, or do they mean like any attack? Because actually this seems kind of useless. Yeah, I don't even think I need that. If they mean melee attacks, I'm not melee attacking. I wonder if there's something else I'm supposed to use. No, I don't really see. All we have is Flame Tongue weapon. Spells 2. Oh, okay. So we do want it. It's spells 2. It should say spells and abilities, or I don't know. It should be worded a little bit differently. For some reason, when I think of an attack, I think of a melee attack. If they said like attacks and abilities, then like that would be a little bit more clear. Yeah, see, I thought it was just for enhancement. It's good to be hyped over War Within. Yeah, the War Within is going to be really good. Now, like story-wise and tone-wise, it's probably still going to feel a little bit like Dragonflight. But as far as like the zones, like the zone aesthetics and like the gameplay, it feels really good. We played quite a bit of the beta and I was really happy with it. Oh boy. Oh no, Morgan. Alright. Alright, we asked for this. Karen, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, we have Slowfall. Oh, that's really nice. The dungeon makes you feel ill. It's the music, yeah. The music is a little nauseating. I think we can clear this pretty quickly. I don't think we're going to be in here for a long time. What server are we on? This is the Storm Rage server. Yeah, all of my retail tunes are on Storm Rage, which is a US East server. There we go, that's it. Amy, you guys are going out for a bit? Okay, right on. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Don't melt out there. It says that it's like 85 degrees, but it's like it feels like 120 degrees. So like whatever you guys do, don't melt. Ouch, ouch, we got hurt. Oh, I have reincarnate. Don't waste the battle res on me. Yeah, it's bad. It's gonna be bad for like 3 days of heat, and then after those 3 days, we cool way off. We got some highs in the like the 70s. It's gonna be in the 50s for a couple nights. So like we have to get through this, like these next couple of days. But then after that, we're gonna get a reprieve. Oh, I hope August is a cooler month than July has been. It's been a rough one. It's Esme. I'm glad you're enjoying the Turtle WoW. That's great. I've been really enjoying playing it. Yep, we're gonna keep at it on the mage. Yeah, we need to figure out what we can do to start global cooling. How can we mess up the environment in a way to cause global cooling instead of global warming? Like, that's what we need to figure out. We need to bend science to our wills and figure out how to cool the effing planet down. Maybe we can just, like, wrap the Earth in tinfoil and reflect the sun's rays. That sounds like that sounds like something we could probably do. I think we used to have something called an ozone layer, and I think the ozone layer used to help keep the planet cool. I don't think they don't talk about it a lot, but I don't think we have an ozone layer anymore. No one ever mentions it. Pretty sure we destroyed it. There we go. Oh, we must have hit level 30. Oh, we did hit level 30. That's awesome. It's time to fly. Let's turn in these quests before I leave the dungeon. That'd be smart. We are raking in those tendies. Raking them in for the August drop. We already have everything we want from July. It was hairspray that destroyed the ozone layer? I believe it. It probably was. That's as realistic as anything else. Earth will heal when we're all gone. I mean, I don't have to worry about that, but yeah, probably. No, I think that will completely destroy the planet. Absolutely. If I were like the Void Lords, you know, like from World of Warcraft lore. If I were something like the Void Lords, and if my intention were to eradicate all life in the universe, I would seed every life-giving planet with humans. I would put humans on every planet with life. If my goal was to completely destroy life in the cosmos. Because I kind of think that's what we do naturally. We're incredibly industrious and incredibly selfish. And since we don't live very long, we're also incredibly short-sighted. And so yeah, if I wanted to wipe out all life in the universe, I would seed every life-bearing planet with humans. And that would eventually, that would be sure to get the job done. This is why aliens imprison us on Earth, to destroy the planet? Like, maybe, yeah. That's what I would do if I wanted to destroy planets. Passively destroy them. Alright, let's see. We're going back to the outpost. Maybe it is our purpose. Yeah, I've often thought that. It's one thing we seem to be really good at. I mean, we make cool cell phones, and we destroy planets. So yeah, like what else have we been really good at? Destroying each other. Destroying. Yeah, we basically are very good at destroying life, whether it is ourselves or something in nature. We excel at it. It might be the thing we are best at, sadly, besides making cool-ass phones. Yeah, we make cool entertainment. Yes, we are good at destroying things and entertaining ourselves. Those are the things that humans are best at. We're the best at destroying stuff and entertaining ourselves. When we can't do one, we do the other. When we can't do the other, we do the one. Like, we're either doing one or the other. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. Oh, maybe we gotta let him do some role play. Not really sure what he's working on, but he's working on something. We got some new gear. We have a little bit of a different look going on. That's cool. Alright, I thought that we could get like a ride over to this area. I thought we got like shot over on a rocket. But apparently that's not the case. Bring the broken, battered Samaflans to Winnicky Bolt Bucket. Talk to Brock to teleport directly to her. Oh, it's a teleport situation. There we go. I'm turning into Agent Smith. I don't really know that reference, except that it's a Men in Black reference. Or maybe it's a Matrix reference? Is it a Matrix reference? I don't know. I don't really know the reference. I haven't watched Matrix or Men in Black in a long time. Both movies have agents, so... Matrix, okay, yeah. I don't remember, like, anything from the Matrix movies. Except that the ending of the third one was bad. I remember first movie was good because it was mysterious and you weren't sure exactly what was going on. Second movie was good because it just had badass fight scenes. And then third movie was bad because the ending was just kind of stupid. That's what I remember. Don't remind me of the third one. Yeah, exactly. And then they made a fourth one recently that I just never watched. I kind of got excited for it and then I never watched it. I guess and I feel like at this point I'd have to go back and watch the original trilogy to watch the fourth one. And I don't really know if I can go back and watch the Matrix movies again at this point. The fourth one is something. You're not missing anything. Oh, okay. Well, that's sad, but makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense that a new thing created today would not be as good as it could have been or as good as it was in the past. I guess I kind of like knew in my heart of hearts I probably wasn't missing anything. Yeah, the Barrens is great. The Barrens is great, and the great thing is, like, even though the Cataclysm made every single zone worse, it didn't ruin the Barrens. They ruined a couple of zones in the Cataclysm, but they didn't ruin the Barrens, and I'm grateful for that. It's not better than it was. Arguably, it's worse than it used to be. But unlike zones like Westfall and Red Ridge and Stone Talon and Ashenvale, they didn't ruin it. So, thank God for that. I sometimes I kind of wonder why we don't have vanilla time walking. You know what I mean? Why can I not go to Chromie and select vanilla time walking? I guess that would, like, I guess maybe because then people would stop playing Classic Era entirely. I don't know. But I think it would be a cool option to have. I would level all kinds of retail characters through vanilla time walking if I could. Is this the biggest zone in WoW? I mean, I don't know if it used to be, but it's probably not. It's not anymore. The biggest zones in WoW now are the Dragon Isle zones, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Dragon Isle zones are now the biggest zones. Just by the way, they had to build them big because they knew people would be dragon riding through them. The Barrens used to be one of the biggest zones, like back in Classic. But keep in mind, in Cataclysm, the Barrens got split between the Northern Barrens and the Southern Barrens. So now it isn't just the Barrens, it's two completely different zones. Well, they'll probably never make smaller zones again just because we're going to have dynamic flight. Dynamic flight is an evergreen feature that is going to stay in the game, and as long as we have dynamic flight, like, zones need to be a little bit bigger so that we can zip through them. That's going to be like... It's such like a double-edged sword. Like, dynamic flight is really fun, don't get me wrong. On the other hand, like, designing a zone... 60% of it that you're only ever gonna fly over, it's almost like a waste. It's almost a waste. I do wish they would go back to like when an expansion launched, you didn't unlock flying like right away. Because the artists and the zone designers always do a really good job. And I just feel like it's kind of a shame that like the only time you're ever on the ground, like you're doing a quest, but the rest of the area you just kind of fly over. Just kind of a bummer. The thing is, like, they're gonna eventually remake the old world, you know, eventually they're gonna have to. But when they remake the old world, we're just gonna fly over it anyway. Or we're not gonna, like, explore it the way we did initially. But there isn't really a solution. Once you let people go fast, you can't make them go slow. That's kind of what Blizzard taught us, is like once you let players go fast, you can't turn around and make them go slow again arbitrarily, because people don't really like when you're arbitrary. So, Maradon Orange? The Foul Spore Caverns, my bad. The Foul Spore Caverns, also known as Maradon Orange. It's vital that the people in charge of the old world revamp have a keen understanding of it and are avid core WoW fans. Those don't exist at Blizzard. Those developers don't exist. Like Metzen's back. So all you can hope for is that when they remake the old world, that Metzen is overseeing that effort. Because there are no core fans working for Blizz. There are only corporate employees, and some of those corporate employees happen to also like WoW. But I don't think we can call most of them like core Warcraft fans. Yeah, like, because Warcraft is an older game. And so even a lot of the people that work on Warcraft are young people, like the developers, the artists, the quest writers. And, you know, probably only a small percentage of those people are like core Warcraft fans. The rest of them are corporate employees, happy to have a job. They're probably really proud to be working on World of Warcraft, a really well-known game. And they definitely do their best. But I think calling them like core Warcraft fans would be overstating. So the best we can hope for is that like the few people like Metzen who are like core Warcraft can oversee that effort, and maybe they can produce something of value. You know, look what they did with Cataclysm. Cataclysm ruined so many zones. Like, were the people that did the Cataclysm revamp, were they core Warcraft people? Because it doesn't seem like it. They turned all the stories into, like, comedy bits. It was a comedy bit or it was a pop culture reference. Like, so, like, those people didn't do a good job. And that was 15 years ago. So with the developers only getting younger and younger, like, what are the odds that they would do a great job today with another revamp? Like, not very good unless they had, like, some oversight from people who were there in the beginning. It might be a sad rebrand. Yeah, it might be. If it doesn't have the right oversight, it will be. Because the developers and the people themselves are not going to be like core Warcraft the way we think of core Warcraft. Like, oh, you played Vanilla, you played BC, you played Wrath, you're a longtime fan. Like, a lot of them aren't even old enough to have played that long. Having played Vanilla does not make you a core Warcraft fan. I think it does. Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. You don't have to have played Vanilla to be a core Warcraft fan. But if you did play Vanilla, like, it's a step in the right direction. You can be a core Warcraft fan, you could have missed out on Vanilla. In my opinion, you cannot be a core Warcraft fan, really, and have, like, started any later than MoP. Keep in mind, like, not everybody that works for a company is like a big fan of the company or a big fan of the games. A lot of people that work for games, like for game companies, they just have a job. They have a job, they do their job, they try to do the best, but they're not necessarily a fan. You know? You think it goes further back. You're trying to be more elitist. Like, no, I think it's fine. I think if you've played vanilla, that's a pretty good starting point. I don't think you can expect people to have played, like, Warcraft 2. I don't even know if you can expect people to play Warcraft 3. Like, I played Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 was the reason that I got into WoW. But I think that's a big ask for, like, most people. I think it's helpful to have played sometime prior to Cataclysm. I think if a person played the game prior to Cataclysm, and that's where they started playing the game was prior to Cataclysm, then I think they have a pretty good sense of like what the world was like in the vanilla era, and I feel like that's enough. It's too much of an ask to like have a lot of people working on WoW these days who were like Warcraft fans from back in the day. Those people don't really exist anymore. And the ones who do exist have gone on. They've like those people are all basically retired. Like the Mike Morheims and the other people who were like core Blizzard back in the day. You know, those people are gone. They retired. They're not. They don't make games anymore. And the people looking for game development jobs these days are obviously younger people. Like in a lot of sectors of corporate America, you have young professionals trying to come up and make a name for themselves in corporate America. And they're concerned with doing a good job, but they're not necessarily concerned with being like the biggest fanboy of World of Warcraft. So, I don't know. The best you can hope for is that there's good oversight, that the people making final decisions can kind of like guide development in the direction that they need. We'll see, because one of two things will happen with like the World Soul Saga. Either the World Soul Saga will start to feel more and more like core Warcraft, or it will continue to feel more and more like Dragonflight. One of those things will happen. It will go in one direction or the other. So if the World Soul Saga slowly gets more and more Warcraft feeling, and less Dragonflight feeling, then we'll know that the oversight of people like Metzen is working. If the game continues just to feel more and more like a Dragonflight expansion every expansion that we get, then we'll know that the Disney people have won, and that the game will probably forever feel like a Disney Pixar story. So one of those, we'll know by the time the World Soul Saga's up, and that will be the time that they do any kind of world revamp, will be after the World Soul Saga ends. So we'll know which direction the wind is blowing by the time we get there. The War Within like still feels like a slice of Dragonflight. Not necessarily in the zones or the visuals or the aesthetics, but in the storytelling and in the kind of themes that they tackle in some of the stories. Was that it? Was that the whole thing? That was Maradon Orange? That was it. That was Maradon Orange side. We are done. Alright. I can't wait for AI to start making content for WoW. That you're assuming that it hasn't been doing that already. We have an unspent talent, but this is not a very safe place to open the talent book, so we're gonna wait on that. I'm AI generated? That's true. I wish I was AI generated. I really wish I had an AI assistant. I need like an AI assistant in my ear at all times. Like, I want a hands-free Google search, basically. That I can just like say things, and the AI will pop in and chime in. I can ask it questions. It'll just pop in and chime in. I think we need to find the cover of the book now. An AI personal assistant. Yeah. An AI personal assistant. Absolutely. Like, if you ever read any of, like, the Ender's Game books, not Ender's Game itself, but any of the books after Ender's Game, he has this, like, superpowered AI in his ear called Jane. And I want my Jane. I need an AI to talk to, like, just answer any question that I have, solve complex problems for me, do math for me. If there's any math that needs to be done, I need my AI companion to do math for me. And just basically solve any problem that I might have. That would be nice. Yeah. We're still looking for the Cat's Eye Emerald. John, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. And there's the Cat's Eye Emerald. Very nice. Yeah, it would know everything, yeah. Like, when you guys couldn't give me an answer, the AI assistant would tell me. It would allow for a certain amount of time to pass, and then it would chime in. It would also see exactly what I'm seeing, so I could just ask it questions about things in my environment, and it would know what I was looking at and what I was talking about. Like, I wouldn't have to explain. I would just say, okay, what talent should I pick next? And then it would just tell me, like, it would just see what I'm seeing, basically. Did I read the War Within quest? Did I not like them? I was reading some of them. Yeah, we did read some of them in the beta. Did I not like them? No, it's not that I didn't like them. It just feels like a lot of the storytelling is going to be very similar to Dragonflight in the kinds of, like, themes that they tackle. Like, there's not... I wonder if there's, like, a different way I could put it. Like, when I say the kinds of themes that they tackle, I mean, like... There's two different things. There's the Illidan cutscene where he's talking to the Naru, and the Naru is trying to forcibly turn him into a light forged entity. And the Naru says, you know, I can heal your scars, and Illidan screams, I am my scars. And then he fucking destroys the Naru. And then he catches Terralion's sword with one hand like a complete badass. And, like, explains to him that they don't need the light. They need to work together. There's that side of Warcraft. And then there's the Black Dragonflight brothers talking about their daddy issues for hours and hours and hours and hours. And one of them is Warcraft and one of them is Dragonflight. And it seems like the kinds of, like, storytelling, the themes, the conversations, the cutscenes that we're going to get in the War Within are very much Dragonflight and not so much, like, awesome moments that are just, like, heroic and badass. I guess that would be, like, the plain way of putting it. If that makes sense. My feelings! Yeah. My feelings! But what about my feelings, dude? F your feelings. We got existential threats assaulting the planet. Get over it. No one cares about your feelings. Weren't you ever told you don't talk about your feelings, you feel your feelings? Grow up. Right. More of Anduin crying, basically. Yeah. The lights abandoned me. Who cares? Embrace the void. Do something cool. I don't care about your feelings about the light, and, like, I don't care about how sad you are about what you did when the jailer mind controlled you. Why don't you, instead of getting sad, get mad? It's a fantasy story. Do something cool. Like, embrace the void. Become a badass. That's all. Like, if I want an emotional story, I'll go watch a drama. You know what I mean? Like, there's a place for that kind of storytelling. I'm not trying to, like, degrade the concept that, like, emotional storytelling is good. Like, it can be good. I just don't think it needs to have a place in the world of Warcraft. I think, like, you know, like Final Fantasy XIV is a great place to tell a very complicated story about complicated characters, their interactions with each other. It has these big moments, but it also is very much about the character development and, like, existential conversations. Like, FF14 does that kind of storytelling really well. World of Warcraft does not do that storytelling really well because they don't have the same caliber of writers. In fact, they don't really have any writers, like how Final Fantasy XIV does. So I would really like to see them just focus on, like, Warcraft-style storytelling. And The War Within is not that. And so it's not that I didn't like the quests that I read, it's just that they very much read like Dragonflight quests. And the cutscenes, like, from reading the descriptions of the cutscenes are like, oh, here's two characters, they're talking to each other, they're having this dialogue with each other, okay, the cutscene's over. And, like, I want to see the game move more away from that and just go back to being a fun, exciting fantasy world with, like, epic moments, big moments, like, hero moments, like... And who knows if we'll get there. Who knows if we'll get there. I guess I'm jumping on the rocket. Yep, this is going to work out really well. And I think the overall story of War Within will be really interesting, like the overarching points, like the things that happen throughout the story. But I don't know if they're going to make me care about the characters. I don't know if they're going to make me care about the dramas. Because I don't know if in World of Warcraft that I ever have cared about those things. Like, the story I care about is the story of what's happening to Azeroth. Like, what's happening to the planet, who are the big bad guys, who are the good guys, like, where is this road leading us, are the Titans actually a pack of dicks, are the Void Lords the good guys? Like, these are, like, the story things that I care about. I don't really, like, I haven't really cared about the boots on the ground, like, character interactions, because I don't think they have great writers. I don't think they handle those moments really well. Sometimes those moments are even a little bit cringe, instead of just feeling like genuine and sensical. But we'll see. We'll see. Once all the cutscenes are actually in the game and there's music and the voice acting, then maybe I'll feel differently. But so far it feels like a little bit more of a slice of Dragonflight. Well, they make you the hero, they make you feel like the hero, but also at the same time, you don't matter. That's the problem. They make you feel like you're the hero, but at the same time, you don't really matter, and it's not even about you. I feel like Final Fantasy handles the Chosen One thing a little bit better, where, like, you are the hero, and things are kind of about you. But what Warcraft does now is it's like, you're the hero, but none of it's really about you. In fact, you tend to F things up more than you actually help things out. So in a sense, you are kind of a nobody, but a lot of it is framed as if you're some kind of hero. But then if you think about the big story moments, you're never the one really doing anything. It's the cast of Warcraft characters who step in, and they're the ones that are actually doing stuff. You just happen to be nearby. Maybe you defeated a raid boss, but, like, the thing that happens that's important, that thing is done by somebody else. You don't do that thing. So it's kind of like a double standard. On the one hand, you're the champion. On the other hand, like, you'll be lucky if you're hanging out in the corner of the cutscene behind Tyrande and Jaina. They're both 8 feet tall. You're this, like, diminutive little thing that's in the corner of the frame, like, slowly getting squeezed out of the frame by the main characters. Like, it's the worst of both worlds. Do you not know who I am? I am the Maw Walker. Yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, well, we know, we just don't care. That's why no one's making eye contact with you. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like, sometimes we're in the cutscene, but like nobody's looking at us, nobody's talking to us. We're just kind of in the background hanging out. What's the new quest add-on called? It's a Dialogue UI, and it's absolutely amazing. It has a bunch of options. I have it on dark mode, but you can turn it to like the default quest box colors, like the light brown and the dark text. But I kind of like the dark mode. Let's see, what are we doing? We are killing harpies, we are going after talons, we're looking for Witchwing Slayers. Your transmog is so bad it's difficult not to notice your tune. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe our mogs aren't good enough and the in-game characters are just embarrassed. They're just embarrassed to be around us, so they never make eye contact with us or talk to us directly. We're being hidden by the cloak. Yeah, I wish I could turn the cloak off. Unfortunately, to get rid of the cloak, I have to visit a transmog person. And we haven't been to a city in a long time. Yeah, I really wish they'd have left the options to hide the helmet and hide the cloak. Because, you know, the cloaks look like garbage. Some of the cloaks they design nowadays, if you pair them together with the right hood or the right shoulders, like sometimes cloaks can look good now, but these older cloaks, it's like you're wearing a throw rug on your back. I wish I could just turn it off. Gotta get the mount. Yeah, the mount costs so much gold, I can't bring myself to spend the gold. Oh, you know what I should do? They sell a toy for $10. I keep forgetting about this. They sell a transmog toy for $10 on the cash shop. And like, I kind of want to keep my gold. The gold I have, like that amount of gold is like, that's about worth $10 to me. I'd almost rather keep the gold and just buy the toy with $10. I have to run that purchase by my wife. See if I can spend that 10 bucks. Might as well buy a WoW token. WoW tokens are like $25 though. it's a little bit of a different amount of money. Oh yeah, like maybe. I haven't brought myself to buy a WoW token yet. I just haven't done it. I've had opportunities to do so, but I just have never pulled the trigger on it. Part of me wonders if I ever will. What I really need to do is just figure out how to make money in the game. That's what I really need to do. In War Within, we're going to focus on gathering. So we're going to do herbalism, we're going to do mining, and we're going to focus on that really early on. And then we're going to sell it all in the auction house. And we'll see if I can start to make money that way. People have told me that at the beginning of an expansion, you can make quite a bit of money by selling resources. So we'll see if that turns out to be true or not. I hope that it is. And then maybe I'll have money, you know. Maybe after 25 years, I'll figure out how to make money in the game. quest add-on is Dialogue UI. Oh, we got Astral Recall. I forgot about Astral Recall. So that's like a second Hearthstone, right? Let's see. Spirit Walker's Grace. I don't really want any more buttons to push. Ooh, this is an important one, though. Permitting movement while casting. Oh, yeah, that's kind of important. Increases the critical strike chance of your nature spells. That's also really important. Greater Purge. Purge the enemy target. Removing magical effects. Okay. I think I'm gonna go here for now. And then over in the elemental tree, casting Frost Shock increases the damage of your next lava burst. Yes, here we go. I think that's right. Or Ice Fury causes your Frost Shocks to damage up to 3 additional enemies. And targets hit take 15% increase. So one of these is single target. One of these is AoE. I think for now I do the single target one. But I think for Mythic Plus I'd probably end up doing the AoE one. And then I have to remember to actually start using Ice Fury and Frost Shock. Let's move these around a little bit. Maybe I want to do something like this. Okay, yeah, that, well, like that. Okay, that might be okay. You saw another player? No, lies. There are no other players. Aaron, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so like what would I do here? I guess I could open with Ice Fury. I do my Frost Shock. I put this up and then I do that. And that was actually like quite a bit of damage. Let's see it again. I do this. I do this. I do that. Okay, I guess I kind of get it. The tents in Turtle WoW are awesome. Yeah, I saw one of the tents the other day. I thought that was a really cool idea. I was like, why are all these people huddled together? I'm like, oh, they are literally in a tent that's giving them rested XP. Yeah, then Blizz made the sleeping bag. Right. The sleeping bag sucks. Oh man, we went through all the effort to get that sleeping bag. The sleeping bag sucks, and like the experience bonus given by the sleeping bag is completely negligible. So there's that. Yeah, having 2 more abilities to work into the rotation is a little jarring. I hope that I'm kind of understanding exactly like the interactions that are happening. I like Ice Fury procs like Frost Shock. So I do an Ice Fury. Frost Shock damage gets increased. I do my Frost Shocks. I would lay my Flame Strike down. And then my Lava Burst is going to deal 20% more damage. Yeah, I'm going to have to like try that out on like some actual bosses that have a little bit of HP. So that I can kind of work through that a couple of times. Trying to make sure that I am understanding like mechanically what's going on with the class. When Frost Shock is procced, it deals so much damage that I feel like I should just keep spamming it until I've used up Ice Fury. Because while that's going, it's dealing a crap ton of damage instantly. I could take Stormkeeper and ignore Frost Shock and Ice Fury. It's a bit simpler. Is it a decent build though? I think this was like the recommended build for Mythics. Okay, so I could work down here instead. Oh, that's a 1 minute cooldown though. See, that's still a button that I have to push. Yeah, I don't mind this, as long as my understanding of what's happening is correct. We'll see. I'm gonna give it some time to breathe, and we'll see if we want to try something different later on. Stormkeeper is used over Ice Fury on Mythics? Okay. Yeah, we can take a look at it. I kind of like some of these synergies. Like, to be honest, I kind of like some of the synergy. And then there's the fact that, like, any of this could possibly change in the War Within, you know? Like, regardless of what I kind of do now. By the War Within, I was told that the Shaman had some significant changes. So it could be that we'll do something different in the War Within. And I don't even know like when this character gets played in the War Within, so like maybe it doesn't matter. I still feel like the Shadow Priest is going to be my main character for War Within. And then I'll probably have a few alts, you know, like I'm always going to have alts. It's super easy to get characters to max level, so there will always be time for alts. I want to have a few different characters, but I do want to have one character that's kind of like my focus. This has been a lot of fun though. I've actually really been enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. So that's a good sign. Will it supplant my Shadow Priest? That's yet to be seen. Yeah, for leveling it doesn't matter, and ultimately it might not matter at all. It depends on if we have time to get this character into Mythic Plus. We have time walking next week, like, we'll definitely hit level cap, you know, like, if we're not level cap by time walking next week, like, time walking will get us level cap, time walking will get us some gear, and then maybe we have a few days to, like, experiment with Mythic Plus, and then on the 23rd, the pre-patch comes out, and I'm pretty sure Season 4 ends. I haven't really been able to find, like, hard confirmation, but I'm pretty sure Season 4 stuff ends on the 23rd. Why switch from the Paladin main? A couple of reasons. The main reason is that I just kind of fell in love with the Shadow Priest. It's a really great class. I love the vibe of the class. I love the spell effects. It's a class that kind of rewards like getting better at it. I feel like I can improve. There's always things that I'm learning and like kind of building myself up to do better. And the other thing is that people kind of hate rep pallies. Like the player base in Mythic Plus, they kind of seem to hate rep pallies, and like that's important when it comes to getting people to join my keys. It's important when it comes to jumping into other people's keys. If somebody sees a rep pally and a shadow priest, they are going to be much more likely to grab the shadow priest. And that was kind of a problem I was running into like in the middle of season 4 when I was playing the pally. Is like the pally's a lot of fun. I really love it. I think people have kind of a resentment towards the spec. And I don't know if I want my main to be a spec that people just arbitrarily kind of hate. So, yeah. I think the pally will be one of the alts that I play more of. Like, it will be one of my main alts, I think. Because I really don't have another melee class that I have found that I super enjoy. I haven't got to spend a lot of time with the Arms Warrior. So, like, Arms Warrior might be a class that we try to get some gear and try that out a little bit. What do I have going on over here? Speak to Rocco Whipshank. Okay. I don't see Rocco. Oh, here he is. He's hiding over here in the bushes. Yeah, Aaron, that sounds like a good plan, man. Like, you could probably, if you get geared with heroics, you could probably step foot into some mythics and just, like, get some low-level mythic gear and just wait on the War Within. You don't even have to really do that because, like, when the War Within comes out, like, when the pre-patch comes out, well, on the 30th, you'll be able to do the world events. So they're gonna have, like, world events where, like, things pop up and you'll go do them, you'll earn a currency, and then, like, the currency will be used to buy, like, some pretty decent gear. So, like, you really don't have to worry about gearing up too much. Yeah, probably just some heroic stuff would be okay. Absolutely. And then just wait till the 30th so you can do the world events if you want to get some more gear to go into the War Within. Yeah, Falcon, it could just be like confirmation bias. It was something that happened to me a couple of times. I often felt like I was having a hard time getting invited to groups. I was having a hard time with people jumping into my keys. And on the Shadow Priest, it just felt like those things were much easier. Like, so it could just be things that happened to me that's like formed this bias in my mind that people hate rep pallies. I also had several groups where like somebody blatantly said something bad about paladins. They'd be like, I effing hate paladins. You know, there were moments like that happened, but overall I just felt like I had an easier time finding groups on my Shadow Priest and on my Mage. And on my rep pally, I feel like I spent a lot of time waiting and sitting and waiting, and nobody wanted me and nobody wanted to jump into my key. But it could have just been a random thing that happened to me. The key switch kind of effed up Mythics. Yeah, it did. Well, it effed up Mythics, especially for the launch of Season 4. Like, for the start of the season, it was really rough. It was rough going at the beginning. I feel like it's okay now. It kind of like, I felt like it kind of normalized. But yeah, at the beginning of the season especially, it was kind of bad. I kind of liked there being a bigger range of keys and being able to progress through them more. Like, I did enjoy like how Season 3 felt more than I've enjoyed how Season 4 felt. But I'm a noob at Mythics, so like my opinion doesn't really matter. Because I didn't start doing Mythics until Season 3 of Dragonflight anyway. So, my opinion doesn't matter. Be Sad Dog, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Paladins are overplayed at the moment. That might be why. Yeah, I feel like they're a very common class because, listen, they do really good damage. They're easy to learn. Like, it's easy to learn what to do. And your rotation is really forgiving. Like, you can make mistakes and it doesn't impact you nearly as much as, say, like a Frost Mage. Like, if you bungle your opener on a Frost Mage, your AoE output is going to be garbage. Like, you really have to nail your opening sequence of abilities. Shadow Priest, kind of the same thing. Like, you have to nail your opening sequence of abilities, especially when you're trying to put out like big AoE damage. And if you don't do that, your numbers are going to be impacted pretty severely. Whereas the Paladin, like, you really can't mess up. Like, you just can't mess up. Red Pali's getting easier with more within? I mean, probably. I feel like they have certain specs that are intentionally designed to be easier. You know, for people at different skill levels. So it wouldn't surprise me if it got even easier. And if it gets easier, people will resent it more. So there's that. For me, I kind of like the middle ground. I feel like the Shadow Priest is a good middle ground. It's not as complicated as like a Fire Mage or an Arcane Mage or even a Frost Mage, really. But it's complicated enough that it leaves me room to grow my skills and improve. Whereas the Ret Pally just kind of felt like it was what it was, and I was gonna do as good as my gear was. And there really wasn't gonna be a lot of chance on the Ret Pally for me to learn, or for me to grow my skill with it. It was just gonna be whatever it was. Warrior is an easy rotation, whereas the Pally's boring. Yeah, I haven't played enough of the Warrior to know. I do want to play a little bit of the Arms Warrior and like see how it is, since like historically Warrior has been one of my favorite classes. It's just a class that I have not really played a lot in retail. And I had been leveling the Warrior, and then I boosted it, because I got that boost for the War Within pre-order. And so the Warrior was like level 30 something, and I boosted it, and I haven't really played it a lot since then. I have it spec'd as arms now, I'm pretty sure, so I'd like to try that out at some point. Maybe we'll check out the Warrior a little bit when Time Walking opens up next week. Could be a good time to do that. How's Arcane Mage? I've heard that Arcane Mage is really hard to execute on. I've been told it's a very technical spec, and I have not tried to do that in Mythic. I tried to do a Frost. I've done Frost in Mythic, and I've done Fire in Mythic. Fire also seems like it's very technical. I did not do well with Fire. I do okay with Frost, but I did not feel like I did well with Fire spec. Alright, we're defending the caravan. Maybe we have to ride the caravan to defend it. Speak with Nagala. Okay. That's you. We're ready to ride. I feel like we're just about done here in the Barrens, actually. We might be done with the Northern Barrens, I'm pretty sure. It feels like we're moving into Ashenvale. I don't know that we're going to do Ashenvale. So, what we might do... I might go into Desolus. Or maybe we do Southern Barrens. Southern Barrens was pretty okay. But I don't think I want to do Ashenvale. Ashenvale has a lot of the faction war, and I am not interested in the faction war. I feel like having the faction war ruined a lot of the zones because there's this constant battle going on. It's not evergreen questing content to me. If I want to get through this, I probably have to like start pressing buttons. Although I'm not like being attacked. Are they ever gonna actually like attack me? Nothing really seems to be happening. I wonder if I can just let this play out. Yeah, the HP of the mount is not going down. So I feel like they changed this so that none of these guys do anything to you. Good shooting, he says. That one won't be good. I didn't shoot anybody. Yeah, you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to defend the caravan at all. There are like apparently maybe 0 consequences. We'll see what happens. They're coming from all sides. Hang on just a little longer. We're almost there. Yeah, I'll hang on just a little longer. Yeah, in Cata they turn aggressive, right? They actually attack. It's hacks. Nah, it's like them making the game easier for people. God forbid somebody fail this somehow and have to redo it. They would probably quit the game and never come back. And so the easy solution is to make sure that there's no fail state. There's no way to fail the content. We have quite a cavalcade of attackers. They're our buddies now. They're actually hanging out with us. Exploring Northern Barrens. Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take it. Yeah, hey, if I don't have to slam buttons pointlessly, then I'm not going to slam buttons pointlessly. This is like best case scenario. There we go. There we go. Caravan ride defended. Perfect. We have our own faction now. Yeah, these are our guys now. We got the one guy who came in to attack the guards. Like, dude, you're dead. Oh, now you got some more guards attacking you. There you go. A little frost shock to your face. Okay, so like, yeah, like I don't really. Oh, nice. I don't think I really wanna go into Ashenvale. So I'll take the gloves. Like that's cool. And maybe I'll vendor. But then I think we're gonna get out of here. Oh, I can fly now also. I can fly. We can fly. So let's we'll probably fly down to Southern Barrens. There we go. That's a cleaner inventory. I'll open the sack. Yep, absolutely. The council operating manual we don't need. The workshop key I don't need. I don't need any of this stuff. Okay, now we're good. Okay, for flying mounts, let's go ahead and let's grab something. I don't really know what this is. Let's unwrap it. Okay, it's a oh, this must be something I bought on the trading post. We could do the August Phoenix. I'm pretty sure the questing for Southern Barrens starts like right over here, so I'm gonna go this way. And we're gonna see if that can get us like into the Southern Barrens. Flying without dynamic flying now feels really slow. It's a weird feeling to just not have to do anything and to be moving at this speed. I had another mount I didn't unpack? Really? Oh. Oh. Okay, let's, when we land, we'll check this out. Oh, it was something else I bought from the trading post. This must be, I think this is an underwater mount. Alright, yeah, here we go. I think this is the first quest that we get to. Like, technically, when you're questing in Cataclysm, you would do the Stone Talon, and this would be you, like, leaving Stone Talon. So this will be where we start. Let's see. Yeah, can we ride around on this guy? Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought he was only an underwater mount. I mean, I don't mind that. That's kind of cool. It's a flying purple fish, not an underwater purple fish. Right. Why would it be underwater? Well, that's pretty neat looking. Alright, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take like a 10-minute break. I need to refill my coffee. I need to get a little snack. And after I do that, we will continue questing into the Southern Barrens. So yeah, we're gonna do a little break time. Break time, we'll be back. It's 2:50 my time, server time. I'll be back around like 3:05. There we go. I will pin that. Boop. All right. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Alright, we are back. Let's take the marker off of our map. Let's unpin the comment from chat. There we go. I think this guy was evade bugged for a minute. Yeah, he had to be evade bugged. Alright, so we need weapons for every prisoner that we're gonna free. So we need to go look around for more weapons. What's this guy's deal? Slay Captain Peak. Okay. I'm gonna assume he's at the top of the tower here. Probably one of the most gruesome things we've ever done. We took the dude's eyeballs. And now we're giving them to this guy. There you go, buddy. You enjoy those eyeballs. Back in the talent tree. Let's see. We are not safe here. Talents will have to wait. Alright, so I'm kind of assuming, like, if we go into Ice Fury, we probably don't also go into Stormkeeper. Which is kind of fine, because I don't know if I want another ability right now. Reduce the Maelstrom cost of Earth Shock and Earthquake by 5. That is probably necessary. Earth Shock, Elemental Blast, and Earthquake have a 25% chance to refund all Maelstrom spent. Also seems really good. Surge of Power. This does a billion different things. Reduce the cooldown of Fire and Storm Elemental. Chain Lightning, your next cast will chain to 1 additional target. Lightning Bolt, your next cast will cause 2 additional elemental overloads. And Flame Shock, the next cast also applies Flame Shock to 1 additional target. Okay. This seems more fun. This seems easier to comprehend what's happening. Increase the damage of Flame Shock, Lava Burst, Lava Beam. Let's just take this for now. That seems like a sure thing. Wait, what? Oh god, what have I done? What have I done? Nice. I don't really understand what the F is happening there. No, I don't have a single idea why that happened, why they killed us, where we were. I'm looking for prisoner armaments. I'm looking for weapons. I don't really know if maybe there's like a different area I should be in. This is the only area marked on my map, so I don't really know why I can't go there. Any thoughts? Were they elites? I didn't notice that they were elites. Is that an alliance town? Were they town guards? Why did they instantly kill me? That seems to be right in the area that I need to be for this quest. So that's a little bit troublesome. They saw me, so they PvP'd me. Okay, like... Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like their little town is a little bit too close to the area that I have to be in to do this quest. Alright, so if I can't be over there, where am I looking for these weapons? I'm just like, I have to confine, I can't go over this way. But apparently, maybe I can be over here. Okay, I see a weapons crate. Okay, so I'll just avoid the town guards. That seems reasonable enough. Leah, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, my boots are busted. If I die again, I'm sure all of my stuff is gonna break. Should be able to repair it at some point soon. Yeah, it is really close to the quest. The other thing is they look very similar to everybody else in the area. It just looked like more Alliance people. So I didn't think twice about going into that area. And they were level 33 or 32, so it's not like they were a much higher level than us. I'm not sure. Did I grab 4? Let's go give these to the people inside and see if we have enough or if we need a couple more. I think I grabbed 4 of them. And we just leave everybody else to their fate. Goodbye, other prisoners. Luck was not on your side today. It seems to indicate that there's another quest. Although where it would be, I really don't know. We've got this guy walking around, but he's not a quest giver. Maybe it's an item that somebody drops. That's really all I can think of. This mount is the August Phoenix. I got this from the very little bit of mop time walking or time running or pandemonium that I played. Alright, let's see if we can repair the gear. Grab the flight point. Grab repairs. Sell the junk. Mark, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Blackrock Depths. All right. that felt okay. I think that gave me just enough time to kind of start to understand the single target rotation. And it felt pretty good. Like, reapplying the Frost Shock buff before I fire off my next Lava Burst is important. So, like, not just spamming this, but, like, actually, like, hitting it, hitting Lava Burst, hitting it again, hitting Lava Burst again. That seems to be the way to go with the way that we're spec'd. And that seems kind of fun. Karen, have a good rest of your night. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. I have to say, if this is what AoE is on the Elemental Shaman, Elemental Shaman may have the easiest, yet most powerful AoE of any class that I've played. Their AoE rotation seems to be really simple, which is that we're spamming Chain Lightning, and we're doing the occasional Earthquake proc, and that's really all that we're doing. And it seems to do pretty well for itself. It's easier than any other AoE that I've done. So, I don't know. That's an important metric. Being able to do competent AoE damage with like a relatively simple rotation is a very like important metric to think about if you're like a Mythic Plus player. I wonder if it's going to get more complicated at any point, or if that's really all it boils down to. Single target seems pretty good as well. And it doesn't seem really hard to execute. There are a couple of nuances. McLovin, thanks so much, man, for the $20 super. I really appreciate that, man. That's incredibly generous of you. Happy Saturday and good afternoon. Really appreciate it. I am really digging this class. This is actually a lot of fun to play in dungeons. And I feel like I kind of get it. Like, it kind of makes sense. This feels pretty good. This could possibly give the Shadow Priest a run for its money. Because like I feel like good about the flow of things. I understand what's happening with most of the mechanics. And I kind of like it. I'm still astonished that people know their way around here. I don't know my way around. I don't know where we're going, what we're doing. I am happy just to follow along. See, now I have a choice. Do I want to hit 1 or 2? Okay, I hit the wrong one. Okay, I hit the wrong one again. Oh no. Where are we? Oh, here we go. We're going down this way. Okay, perfect. Resto Shaman would be my calling. You know, they said they were redoing how healing works in the War Within, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, they said they're making changes to like damage and changes to healing percentages. And they're trying to make healing into something that people don't absolutely hate and try to take it back to the more like triage style of healing that we used to have. So if they fix healing, like if they make healing not awful, then I would love to try and heal on a class. If nothing else, we'll continue to heal the LFR. You know, if nothing else. It can't get much worse. So, like, whatever they do to it, it can't make healing any worse. Healing is awful right now. So that's kind of the one good thing about being in, like, the bad state that it's in, is that whatever changes they make, it's probably going to improve. They need to get it back to more like a triage where like the bars are moving. You're kind of like picking who needs a heal, who's gonna need a heal, where are my abilities best spent on healing, and like cut out the downtime so that healers don't feel like they have to work through like a crappy DPS rotation. Just have there be damage like kind of always going out that the healer has to deal with. That way they won't spend parts of the dungeon feeling useless or feeling like an underpowered DPS. And then eliminate the spike damage so that they don't have to worry about people getting absolutely one-shot. And then healing would be in a better place. Maybe more people would try it. There we go. I think that's run complete. We got a green ring. Okay. My healing rain does damage via the acid rain talent. Oh, wow. That's really cool. I think they're changing it because people don't like the spike damage. So like people, like a lot of healers don't like that they're either there's no damage going out and everybody's fine, and then in that case the healer has to DPS, or like a crap ton of damage is going out, the healer feels panicked, everyone's about to die, and it's kind of like a panic moment. I think they just want a middle ground. I think most healers just want like the bars to be moving, like fluctuating, and then like having to use like choices, like your abilities and like good common sense to pick like who am I going to heal, what am I going to heal them with. That's what healing was back when I healed. Back when I healed raids, you just did triage. You looked at all the bars in the raid. When somebody was low, you tossed them a heal. If a group was low, you fired off an AoE. If you knew there was incoming damage, you prepared to heal the tank, and you had to think about what was happening and what was going to happen next. And it wasn't just pure like reactionary madness. And you also didn't have moments where like no damage was going out, and so you just did like a 2-button DPS rotation. Yeah. So we'll see what they do with it. If they make significant changes and if people think the changes are good, then maybe I would check out healing. But I like the way healing is right now, I would never do it. We had enough. I had enough on the Holy Priest to know that the way healing is right now, I'll never heal anything in this game. It just doesn't appeal to me. It's been like it since Shadowlands. That's the more of a reason to change it. Yeah. Yeah. There's a big post about it. I don't know exactly where it was at, but Wowhead probably has the link. Where they walk through and they explain all the things they're doing. But yeah, it was called a significant change to healing, so they are planning significant changes. How those changes shape out, we'll have to wait and see, but big changes are coming. We have a talent point. What do I want to do? I think I'm gonna go in the second point of Nature's Fury, so increase critical strike chance by your nature spells and abilities by 4%. Yep, that works. KY Plays, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. The add-on for the speech for the quest in Turtle WoW, I'm pretty sure it's the same as it is in regular Classic. It should just be the AI voiceover add-on. I thought it was just called AI voice. I don't have it myself. I haven't installed it yet. The only add-on that I installed so far is the one for some advanced options. But it's called AI voice in the normal version of the game. I think it's the same. What am I looking for here? I need footmen. I'm just not really seeing any footmen. The Horde sentries here are doing too good of a job clearing out the Alliance footmen. Here we go. I wonder if there's like another area I can find these guys. Yeah, apparently I can fly down the road. Let's head down the road. Maybe they won't be constantly engaged by the Horde guys, and we will have the ability to tag them. J95, good evening to you, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. KY, thanks for watching the playthrough, man. I appreciate that. I'm having a lot of fun with Turtle WoW. How long the fun will last, I don't know. Maybe it gets shut down tomorrow. Who knows? But in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope I can put many more hours into it. It's been the most fun I've had with a recorded series in a very long time. So I'm happy to have been able to play it. Oh my god, I don't have a pair of shoulders on. This is the this is a piece of leather. I guess I'm gonna equip it. Cause right now I don't have shoulders at all. And they look pretty cool also. We got a chest piece upgrade. Alright, very nice. Wrist guards. And we have a chest. That's a fist weapon. Interesting. Alright, that seems good. Not again! Wait. This is where it says my quest is at. It says my quest is right here. Why is the quest tracking leading me into a PvP area so that I can get killed by the guards? Like, why is it doing this? Oh my god, Christ! Thank you, quest tracking, for leading me to my death. Much appreciated. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, go right here. This is where your objective is. Dead. Oh, okay. The quest window that you're seeing is an add-on called Dialogue UI. Yeah, no, Blizzard hasn't updated its in-game quest window in like 25 years, besides giving it like a fresh coat of paint. They gave it a fresh coat of paint, but no, they haven't updated their UI in like 25 years. So no, this is an add-on. They sabotaged me, yeah, basically. I still don't know like how to do the quest. I'm gonna look around. I might skip it, you know. I'm not super concerned about one quest in the grand scheme of things, so if it turns out to just be a pain in the ass, we'll just skip it. No big deal. This is why I say, like, I die much more in retail than I ever die in classic. So somewhere there's a guy, and somehow we're supposed to stall him. Find and kill the surveyor Henry Zykes. Okay, so he's not here, which means he patrols. So maybe he starts right here, and I'm assuming he doesn't go that way, because I can't go that way. So I'm gonna assume that he heads to the south, and we will kind of follow the road. And maybe by following the road, we'll find him. If we don't find him, I am going to carry on. Oh, here he is right here. Yeah, he's nowhere near the marker. I'd say we stalled him. Yeah. I guess they don't understand, like, you know how Questy marks a patrolling mob? They use like a little orange line. It's funny that the in-game quest tracking has no way to communicate that to you. You would think the in-game quest tracking would have a way to communicate, like, hey, this guy patrols around. As opposed to literally circling a tiny area where he's not there. Is there a way that I can do like mining and herbalism without getting off of my mount? Is there like a piece of mount gear or something I can do to do that? Because that would be really nice. In Dragonflight you can. Oh, it's in the dragon riding talent tree. Well, that'll be cool for War Within. It's not going to help us now, obviously. And we hit level 35. Ooh, nice. Zul'Farrak. Very cool. All right, apparently, like, what, we're pulling the whole dungeon, or like, what do we do? What's the end game here? What are we doing? All right, we've stopped. Does the tin can mount let you do herbs? Oh, I have no idea. Maybe. There might be a specific mount that helps. I'm not sure. Lisa, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for stopping by. Do I have a disguise? Because I'm a sand troll? Is that because I'm a sand troll? I mean, I could kind of fit in with these guys. Although a lot of them, yeah, these are not sand trolls though, I don't think. Oh, maybe they are. Yeah, they are. I do fit in. That's true. Okay, apparently we're fighting back here. Justin, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. The mount is sold on the auction house? Oh my god. It's probably going to have an incredibly high cost if it's like a mount sold on the auction house by engineers. See, it's funny, you know, all the way back in 2005, NPC groups were cross-faction. Like, these guys were already cross-faction, like, back in vanilla. Now, granted, they were a bunch of jerks. Or were we the jerks? Probably us. Sorry guys, my wife was heading out for a while and I needed to talk for a bit. Apparently time flies when you're having fun and it's already 4 o'clock. Oh my god, is the group going to stick together? Are we actually going to do the optional boss? It looks like we're actually going to do the optional boss. Usually everybody leaves as soon as you get the bonus XP. But we are sticking it out. Apparently we're tanking this. And apparently that's fine. Nice. And then if we teleport out and teleport back in, we should have some quests to turn in. I don't know if we completed all the quests. After a minute there, I was not very diligent about looting everything, so let's just see like what we did and what we didn't do. Oh, maybe we got most of them. Yeah, somehow we got them all done. That is pretty awesome. Big chunk of XP. We are level 36. Talent points. What do I want to do over here for talent points? I feel like this is going to be like necessary eventually. This is going to let us cast while moving for a little bit. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. It lasts for 15 seconds. The problem is I don't really have a button to put that on. Don't really have a button. I don't really need Earthbind Totem, I don't think. The Sunscale Feather can go. Back over in the Elemental Tree. Reduce the cooldown of Flame Shock could be good. Flame Shock damage deals damage 15% faster. Maybe we go into Surge of Power so we can start playing with that. See how that goes. Alright, guys, I am out of time for today. My wife is going out for the afternoon and my son is upstairs, so I have to go spend some time with him. I may be back later on tonight to play some Classic Era. I kind of want to play a little bit of Classic Era on the Warrior on Deviate Delight. So depending on how my afternoon and evening goes, I may come back for a couple hours later tonight to do that if you guys are interested. I will try to schedule that as soon as I know that I can do that. And yeah, I've had a great time today. I really appreciate you all being here and hanging out with me, letting me level up this Shaman. I am really liking the Shaman a lot. I'm really enjoying the buttons in a 5-man group. So yeah, I hope to continue this character. I hope to get it into some Mythics before the end of Season 4 and see how we feel about it. Thank you guys again. As always, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.